Alright guys, Happy New Year, welcome back to the Danger Pit. I'm still Chef Danger. So, it's January, we're still in the middle of Storm Malik at the moment, but if you're anything like me, you're thinking, right, it's cold, it's windy, now's the perfect time for a barbecue. So, what I'm planning on doing today, I'm going to do some Chinese chicken skewers. I'm going to take you inside, show you how I got them marinated, show you how we're going to get them skewered together, and then we're going to get them cooked up on my brand new Toronto Click.
Rightio, so let's talk marinade. Now, I made this marinade the night before, so this chicken's been marinating overnight for maximum tasty. Now, I'm going to start with an onion. I'm going to roughly dice it down. This is going to add sharpness and bite. I'm going to press 4 cloves of garlic in there. I'm going to add some fresh chilies. I'm using roughly chopped bird's eyes for heat today. I'd have preferred jalapenos, but bird's eyes are what I could get. I use a few star anise. Now, there's already going to be star anise in the 5 spice I'm going to add. I just like the way they look. I think they're neat. I'm going to add a big thumb of ginger, grated. I find using the smallest grater helps separate the most fibres and extract that juicy pulp, but your mileage may vary. I'm going to add the juice of a lemon for tang. Now there's going to be a lot of moisture in the rest of the ingredients, so it'll dilute down the acids so the chicken won't go stringy after a long marinade. I add a bunch of black pepper, more out of habit and muscle memory than anything else, to be honest. It'd be more fitting to use white pepper, but I'm not a huge fan. I add about 120 bees' life's worth of honey for nice sticky sweetness. That's about 3 tablespoons. I add a good splash of dark soy sauce, and this is the only salt I'm going to add to this recipe. I add a solid 2 tablespoons of Chinese 5 spice for that sour, floral, aromatic loveliness, and then I'm going to dilute this down with a decent splash of olive oil to bind everything together and stop the chicken from sticking to the grill. Stir it up, throw on your chicken, stir it up, drop it into your preferred marination station, and there you go, job's a good one. Let's get back outside.
Okay, so let's get this started, guys. Now, in my chimney, I've got a good bunch of lumpwood there, which I'm getting preheated, ready to get into the barbecue. Now, I'm using lumpwood today rather than briquettes. I don't really like briquettes because it's impacted sawdust and adhesive. I tend to find it leaves like a really powdery residue over all the food it cooks. Lumpwood doesn't do that. Love lumpwood. I'm using Big K today, my favourite smokeless fuel brand. There's something that's worth pointing out. If this is your first time using a Toronto Click or your first time using a barbecue that you've just bought from the shops, you've taken, you've assembled, highly recommend before you do any cooking on it, get a chimney of charcoal and get a good hot coal bed going inside. Close your lid down, open your vents, get it nice and hot inside, just to burn off any adhesive or any glue or solvents or anything which were left over from the machining process, and then you're ready to go. So while this is doing its thing, let me just quickly show you a few little do's on how this do. So, one thing that I want to point out, Toronto Click's got the grill and grid system. Now, this whole unit here comes off, and in here you can swap out different grilling mechanisms, which I look forward to showing you down the line. Another cool thing about this, since we're looking at the grill, this handle on the front here, so say your food's going a bit hot, you want to cool it down, crank the handle, and it lowers the coal bed, meaning you can get your desired temperature. Say it's getting a bit cooler, and you want to heat it up a little bit, crank the handle, there we go, perfect for steak. That's very cool. Across the front here, you've got your access hatch, you've got your ash catcher across the bottom, which slides out. Now, either side of the top and bottom on the Click, you've got these air vents, which you can open and close depending on if you're trying to heat up or cool down. Now, what these mean, having these here, and here, is that we can smoke on this grill. And so one day I look forward to showing you guys how we do the snake method and how we smoke on a grill. But anyway, that's for later. Easily the best feature on this pit. Haha! And one of my favourite features, we've got this little fold-away bench for all of your barbecue essentials. So first things first, I've pre-soaked my skewers in some water. Just means they're not going to burn and fall apart when they're on the grill. Here I've got last night's chicken that we got marinated overnight. This is all ready to go. We're just going to do a few veggies to get these skewers made up. Got some button mushrooms. All I'm doing is just popping the stems out. Red on veggies. Chicken on there. There's our star anise from yesterday. I'm dripping this all over the counter. Trying to just let the oil drip without letting all the bits fall on. Beautiful. Looks a bit gross now, but it'll taste amazing, I promise. Right, let's get these suckers out on the fire. Right, so we've got a big old pile of charcoal coals. I guess just coals. These are going to be way too hot to cook on. It's still going to be another couple of minutes before ready. Something I like to do though. So this is some of the oak that we harvested up in Durham last year. It's not quite ready to smoke on yet, but here's a trick that you guys can do at home. Pop them on the outside. No coals underneath them or anything. And they'll just smoulder. And it'll add just a little bit of smoke, just enough to add a bit of depth and a bit of flavour. Right, these have had a chance to simmer down a little bit. Remember, 3 seconds. When you can hold your hand there 3 seconds, it's the perfect temperature. I need to knock this down a little bit. Perfect, we're good to cook. One thing I'm going to do before we get started, I've got this grim old bottle of vegetable oil. I promise you this isn't for cooking. Just going to give the grill just a little oil down, just to make sure that nothing sticks when we get our chicken on here. Smash it, we're ready to go. Right, all I did with these corn cobs was boil them in lemon juice and sugar. Means they're super sweet. This already smells good. I'm going to crank the heat up just a little bit. We're all about touch and feel. That feels about right. Yeah. Right, we'll give these a little turn, see how they're looking. Yeah, cool. Mushrooms and peppers are starting to blister. Chicken's not cooking too quickly. Nice. How's our corn looking? Yes, that's what we want to see. I could just use the tongs. I just like using my hands. It just feels right. Now, I've mentioned with the Toronto Click you can raise and lower the charcoal bed. Now, if you cook a lot of chicken like me, you know that there's that sweet spot where you're getting that sizzle, but it's not cooking too fast, it's not cooking too slow. Being able to raise and lower the charcoal depending on how hot I need it and how hot my charcoal's running. Oh, I really like that. Right, these are looking about done, so let's check the temperature on them. We always check the temperature, we're aiming for 75 degrees. Go for the thickest bit. Yeah, we're golden, that's it, these are cooked. Right, let's eat. Oh, hot. Not bad for January, I say. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you next time. Feast fit for king.